So we're going to create a canvas size, full HD 1080 by 1920, and then I'm going to create a rectangle over it so that it's easier when I apply the video, so that it fits perfectly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce its size while touching it to the right corner. I'm going to import my elements, select the elements that I need, drag and drop them on my Photoshop. This is the logo that I'll be using, so I'm going to resize it to a size that I feel is functional for me. Now this is a QR code that I created that leads directly to the YouTube channel that I want people to subscribe to, so I'm also going to resize it, place it at the bottom right. These are YouTube icons, like, share, subscribe, comment, I'm going to place them there, and this is the standard YouTube logo. I'm going to place it there as well. Resize it. Now what I'll be doing from now on is just playing around with the size until I see that they fit very well. It has to balance. That is the whole essence of graphic design. So I'll have to reduce the size and make things big. So I'm going to have the text tool. I'm going to type tutorials by Kasanga. That is the name of the YouTube channel, at tutorials by Kasanga. Then I'm going to match the color of the text to the color of the logo so that it's easier for me to see the text as I write it. Yes, tutorials by Kasanga. Okay, reduce the size. It's still big, so I'm going to work on the size a bit, and then I'm going to center line it with the logo. Let me just change the font. Yeah, that looks a little bit what I like. I'm going to move it to the side. Plus, what also I want to do is to make sure that everything is within the title safe. Even though most of this content is going to be consumed digitally, there's those rules that you have to stick with. Now, this QR code, I want to have it enveloped in a black background so that it pops, it stands out. And then I'm also want to do the text that kind of peeps out. So I'm going to create a box, and then I'm also going to have text on that box. Yeah, this one looks a little bit big, so let me just have it pop out a bit to the text tool, and then scan me. Since the QR code was already in white, so I need to change this text. Turquoise is a good color, but it wouldn't blend well. I'll just resize it a bit. Let me change the color. I'm gonna pick white. White will work best with it. And another practice that you'll find useful is you group your elements, like the QR code. Every element that goes for the QR code, I group it so that it's even easier when I come to edit way later on. If you don't group, you end up with a lot of elements, but when you group, you reduce the number of elements. And also when you group, you can transform the whole group if you select it as a folder. Okay, so let me just see how the icons balance at the bottom. I think I'm going somewhere. Okay, so the text, I think still it's big. Yeah, I think just a slight reduction. That works. Now, what about the background? Let me just see if I can do something about the background. A gradient works well. So red now, so let me just change from red. Let me use the turquoise. It's a good color, but the turquoise on the logo is not doing what I want it to do. So I'm just gonna stretch the white part. Then I'm going to go to the rotation to the rotation section until the logo falls on white. Let me adjust the white. I think we're getting there. That is wonderful. As you can see now, the scan part looks very well. It stands out, and also the logo stands out. Let me group some things so that I can make it a little bit decent. I want to cast a shadow on the logo. I don't want it to be outstanding. I just want it to be, you know those kind of details. When you look at it, you're like, oh, there's a shadow. That's what I'm going for. So I don't want anything that stands out. I just want it to be sort of an aspect that is demeaned a bit. So let me just work on the shadow. Okay, so some slight adjustments to make sure it comes out the way we want it to. Yeah, I think that works out well. And as you can see, there's a shadow, and this is what I'm going for. It's a beautiful one. It gives it a small aspect of a 3D. Yeah, this is wonderful. Remember, most of these things you might have an idea, but you just play around with the settings until you get something that speaks to you, something that pops up in a way that you'd love it to do. So remember, I've applied it on the text and on the logo. So I want to give the main background a rough texture. So I'm going to experiment on several things, but also as I give it a rough texture, I just want the texture not to dominate, because the idea of a squeezeback is that you have all the information that you need but the information should not be too much, so that even the person looking at the Squeezeback is confused on what is what. You can have more decorations, but they should not take center stage. So I think this one works to that degree. I think I'm okay with that. So thank you for staying with me up to the end of this first one. Now this is the normal Squeezeback. I want us to see how we can do there's another type of Squeezeback that pops up from the bottom. It is mostly used on TV stations. This kind of Squeezeback that we just worked on, we have it online, but the one that we're going to do right now is for TV stations. So I'm going to group this initial one into a folder, then I duplicate this part. Okay, not like that. Let me just hold the shift button so that I make it like a bottom ticker. Yeah, good. Now the QR code, I'm also going to reduce it as a group, and also want it to be above the Squeezeback graphic, slightly above, so that it also interacts with the video that is airing. This is just a personal preference. You might have another preference, but this is what as Kasanga I prefer. I also work on the icons. And then the logo. I reduced the logo slightly. As you can see, up to that point we lack an aspect of balance. There seems to be one side that's a bit crowded and another side that is all crowded, but I'm going to sort that one out. What I'm trying to do is to make sure that the height of the logo corresponds to the height of the QR code. Then I switch off anything that I don't need. Let me just get a bigger canvas size to work on. This needs to move a bit to the side. Some balancing. Still a bit crowded, so I need to group them, move them a bit to the center, so that there's an aspect of balancing. Remember, the subconscious will tell you that there's something wrong if it's not properly balanced. If our logo interacts with the video as it is, okay, let me just adjust the QR code first. So I want the scan me text to move a little bit so that it's like on a similar plane with the other items. I think that works well. Now for my logo, if it starts to interact with other materials and you see it has some transparent area, it might be to a disadvantage. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a circle, a black circle behind the logo. Remember, black and turquoise, they work well. For me, I see that black makes turquoise stand out. So boom, That's our other Squeezeback. Yeah, and it works well.